One of the common mistakes that I used to make when I first started learning English, and I know that most learners are probably still making the same mistake, was when answering the question, do you mind? Someone would ask me, do you mind me sitting next to you? And I'd be like, oh yes, please. At the back of my head, I knew that telling the person yes was like literally agreeing to them to sit next to me. Well, it didn't mean the same thing. It meant that it bothered me if that person sat next to me. I finally came to understand why when someone asked me a question, do you mind? And I said yes, they don't really do the thing that they say they're gonna do. So to all the learners who are still making the same mistake, when someone asks you, do you mind or would you mind if you want the person to do that thing, you say, no, I don't mind. That means that it doesn't really bother you if they do that thing. Do you mind if I sit next to you? No, I don't. That means you want the person to sit next to you. If you say yes, that means it bothers you. And that is our first common mistake. I'm Jay and this is Speak English with Jay. The second mistake that learners commonly make is while describing items. Let's check these two words, made of and made from. Let's say you have a wooden chair. Do you say it's made of wood or do you say it's made from wood? We say it's made of wood. We say it's made of wood because the actual physical state of the material used to make that item does not change in the process of making it. So if you have a wooden chair, that chair is made of wood, not made from wood. In contrary, when we say an item is made from something, that means the physical state of the material used to make that item changed in the process of making the item. For instance, wine is made from grapes. Paper is made from trees. Made of and made from. Most furniture are made of wood. Take note of that. That mistake is two words that tend to confuse learners. Most learners don't know the difference between lend and borrow. They tend to confuse the words. When do you say lend and when do you say borrow? A friend of yours wants to give you a book for a week. Do they want to lend it to you or do they want to borrow it to you? They want to lend you their book for a week. We say lend when we give something to someone. When I give you this pen, I am lending you my pen. Borrow is to receive something from someone. Can I borrow your book for a week? Can I have your book for a week? Receiving something from someone is borrowing. Giving out something is to lend. So don't confuse the word. The fourth mistake I think is very, very common because it's something to do with time, and people work and revolve around time on a daily basis, on time and in time. When do we say something is in time and when do we say something is on time? What is the difference? When a train is scheduled to leave at 8 in the morning and the train leaves at exactly 8 a.m. in the morning, do we say the train left on time or do we say the train left in time? We say the train left on time. We say something happened on time when it happens exactly at the time it was scheduled to happen. The train left on time. It left exactly at 8 a.m. The bus arrived on time. I went to work on time at exactly the time it was scheduled to happen. In time is used when something happens just before or just early enough before the scheduled time. Let's say you're supposed to be at work at 8 in the morning. You arrive at work at 7:45. You went to work in time, just before 8 o'clock. I arrived at work just in time to check in. So don't be confusing the two words. On time is exactly at the scheduled time. In time is just early enough before the scheduled time. Take note of that. The fifth mistake and also two confusing words is older and elder. When do we use older? When do you use elder? Your sister who was born 5 years before you were born, do you say she's your elder sister or do you say she's your older sister? You say she's your elder sister. We use elder sister because elder is the comparative form of old that is used only when referring to immediate family members and is only used when comparing people. So you can't use elder when comparing items or materials. My elder sister is called Lillian. Older, on the other hand, can be used to compare people and can be used to compare items or materials. We can say those shoes are older than these shoes. When using older to compare people, those people don't necessarily need to be related. They can be your friends, they can be just a random stranger. For instance, If your friend is 25 and you're 23, your friend is older than you. Don't confuse the two words, elder and older. The next set of confusing words that learners tend to make a lot of mistakes while using: inside and within. When do you use inside and when do you use within? Let's say you're sitting in the living room of your house. Do you say you are within your house or do you say you are inside your house? You say you're inside your house. We use inside because we're describing your location as opposed to the outside of the house. So for there to be an inside, there has to be an outside. So when describing something that is inside of something, there has to be an outside of that thing. We can say the cat is inside the box. There's an inside of the box and there's an outside of the box. Within is used when describing non-specific things such as time and space. When someone tells you they're within the Bay Area, they're not telling you the specific spot where they are. They literally can be anywhere around the Bay Area. We can also use within when describing non-specific time. For instance, I have lost weight within a short period of time. We don't know how long that short period of time is. It can be a week, it can be a month, it can be 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. So it is not specific. So the next set of words that tend to confuse loose and lose. When do we use lose with a single O? L-O-S-E. If you're trying to cut or reduce some weight, do we say you're trying to L-O-S-E or do we say L-O-O-S-E? We say you are trying to L-O-S-E. When your boyfriend or your girlfriend wants to break up with you, do you say I don't want to L-O-S-E or do you say L-O-O-S-E? We use lose when something is not tight or not really fitting. Loose t-shirt. My shoelaces are loose and I can lose them at any time. Not fitting and not tight. Take note of the 6 set of words that we've discussed today so you don't make any further mistakes while using them. I hope this video was helpful and that marks the end of our lesson today. And as always, if you are an English student or an English learner who's just starting on their journey and you wanna learn or improve on your English skills, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my English videos. And let's catch up in my next video. Bye.